Welcome to the Trading Lounge. Today was a no trade day on my journey to 100K, where I try to take a small account to $100,000 as fast as possible as a rookie day trader. I just didn't see anything within my setup today. I'm following a very specific set of rules that I really am focusing on this week because of some red days last week, and yesterday was a green day. I think Monday was a no trade day, and then today just didn't see anything. I was close a couple times. We're going to go over a couple of those stocks today, but I honestly think the rules that I set for myself probably helped me from losing money today, and I'm curious to see kind of how other people did in the market today. But first off, big day in the market today because we've got earnings for some of the big companies, and I've got a calendar kind of pulled up here. This is Earnings Hub. I just have preferred this calendar, but I'm not going to go into this calendar in depth. But basically, after the close today, right here, we've got Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Google, a few others in here that are important. We have Apple tomorrow. So this is like the big boy. I mean, this is earnings week this week, and earnings happen all the time. So every week there's an earnings week. But this is a big one today. We've got FOMC. And we're going to be talking about interest rates today at 11 o'clock PST. I believe that's when that happens. And, the market was kind of, in my opinion, the small cap market this morning was a little bit slow. And I wonder if it was because of all of these things about to happen at the same time today. You've got the Fed doing their thing, and then you've got these earnings reports coming out. And it just felt like no one was willing to commit to anything today. And then yesterday we had that outage. So it was kind of a few things combined, right? So let's talk about the scanner that I used today. Over here on this side, I've got Chartswatcher. Love this scanner. If you're a day trade dash person, or the scanner works for everything. Even if you're into high mid caps and high caps, and like I use it for the small cap market, low float, very similar to day trade dash, and I have truly loved this platform. I plan to do a full review on it here either this week or over the weekend, sometime soon for sure. And then I've got a little backup scanner over here on the left. This is provided by daytradestrategies.net, and it's also the part of the Discord that I'm a part of. I don't think you can just be a part of the Discord. I think you have to get the scanner or get one of the packages for Thinkorswim codes, like coding, the ThinkScript code. I forget what it's called. But I bought the package like last November, and I have lifetime access to the Discord, and then it also gave me access to the scanner. And so I have the scanner up here as a backup. And one of the reasons why I like to have this scanner up is because I really love this gauge. I'm not going to do a full review on the scanner right now. I will do it later. It's a pretty good scanner. I do love that the small cap gauge goes live, and so as things heat up, and there is a correlation. When this gauge is green, and not just because like one stock popped up or something like that, when it's green and there's movement, or it's even yellow and there's movement, you can tell when your trades, it's a little bit hotter and there's a little bit more continuation. There's not just a bunch of rip and dips. And so if it's really low in the red, you kind of know you gotta be really smart with the trades. And another thing that I like about this scanner is what happened today. I took a screenshot of it. Let me pull it up real quick. Was that one of the issues I have with this scanner, with the Chartswatcher scanner, and I've seen it now multiple times, is that there's a float mismatch. And what I mean by that is, this can happen, but I'm seeing it quite a bit. It's enough to where I'm like not ready to fully recommend this platform to people coming over from Day Trade Dash, because you're going to miss a couple of the stocks that you haven't been missing before. And, so I want to preface that. It doesn't happen very often. I think it's only been happening. It has twice this week. It happened like once last week. 4 times in the last couple of weeks this has happened. And the stock is in question here is, let me just do this, is right here. Come on, Nelson. Right here. XTLB. So, let's see, it has a float right here. Right here has I think this was the right stock, 6.2 million. Yeah, float. And then over here on Chartswatcher, it's got 200 and right here has 274 million. So it doesn't even hit my scanner. And if you go look at the other FinBiz and all the rest of them, it's showing a lower float. So I didn't even get to have a chance at trading this stock today, which is, pretty frustrating. Now in a hot market where there's a bunch of stocks popping off, Sure, but I had a no trade day today. And when you go look at the stock, XTLB, we go take a look at the stock. I don't know if I would have traded it, but because I can't tell. I guess I could go back and take. I wasn't recording this. I wasn't looking at the stock because it didn't hit my scanner. But here's where it comes up right here. And how much volume is on this candle? 127K. I don't know. I don't know if I would have traded it, but it looks like if you see like right here, you get probably got a notification right here. This candle opens, then this candle opens. You get a little pullback. This thing goes above here. That would have been my entry point, most likely, if I would have got in. If I was waiting for volume, this probably would have been the point to get in. But this looks like a big like quick topping tail, right? But if you get in right here at what's the price on this? 272, and you get out at like you see it go over $3 and you just get out. If you're fast, you're not going to be stuck in this topping tail, and I can show you that on the 10-second chart. So on the 10-second chart, as long as I can get back to it, yeah, right here. Yeah, is this right? I just want to make sure I have this right. One sec. What time was it? 8:58. That seems about right. Yeah, 8:58 seems about right. Okay, cool. So let's pull this over. 8:58 right in here. Okay, so the 10-second chart right here. So this candle right here, this candle right there is the time on that's 8:59. Man. And then this one's 8:59. So 8:58, 8:59. Yeah, so this is that okay, yeah. So this would be the end of the minute, and then the next minute formed, and this thing jumped right up. So it jumped up, and it had most of its movement in the first 10 seconds. So you had to get out really fast, but so maybe I wouldn't trade this. Anyway, might not be the best example, but you get what I'm saying. I didn't even have a chance to trade it today. And, had a couple moves, and I just didn't even see it on my scanner. Anyway, enough of the rant. I love Chartswatcher. It just annoys me when I have a mismatch like this. Again, I understand how float works. I know it's reported different. I know that people report it differently, but when the difference between 2 million and 200 million is pretty drastic, in my opinion. So just be careful about that if you're coming over from Day Trade Dash and you're trading low floats. So the other stocks that hit the scanner today, first one was SkyQ. First, let's talk about my rules I'm following. So these are the rules that I'm following, and I will make this a little bit bigger, and we'll just expand this out. Very strict rules I'm following for the time being, practicing my discipline. Low float, so anything under 20 million, preferably under 10 million, definitely under 5 million. Breaking news, it doesn't even have to be great news, just depends however the market's responding to that news. I'll trade whatever as long as the market's responding strongly to some news. Initial breakout in volume, so I want to trade when the breakout is initially happening after the break of news when there's some volume there as well. Price $1 to $6 unless it's very clear. I can be under that and I can be over that. It has to be really, really clear that eyes are going to be on this thing. That's how I feel about it right now, because I have a hard time managing my risk outside of the zone. First candle to make a new high. My entry point's the first candle to make a new high after a pullback, and then no trades at 4 a.m. So no trades at 4 a.m. is why I didn't trade SkyQ. I needed to follow that rule. And right at 4 a.m., like clockwork, this thing has breaking news. It pumps up right here. It's I don't know what that price is, a little over 6 something. What is that? The high is 638. This candle pops open. It goes above here, and that's my entry point right there, technically. But I was in a conversation with someone in Discord, and which is fine because this would have broke my rule, and it had been profitable, it would have been great. But who's to say it doesn't flush? Anyway, that was an opportunity that I think could have maybe taken a trade had I not had my rule set in place. But it's also outside of my price range, so would have broke a couple of rules there. And then I have SAGT. This was the stock that was the obvious stock today. And this is pre-market. Like, let's just pull this up. I didn't trade this mainly because let's do here first. Mainly because this first section just was really choppy. So it comes up right here. It's just there's no entry point for me here. Not the way I like to enter. I just didn't see it. This first candle's like really low volume. And this candle enters. I actually don't know what happened. I don't remember, but there's no real entry point for me here. I didn't enter here. I'm not going to enter up here. I'm not going to enter here. I mean, I just didn't see an entry here that I was comfortable with. It bounces back up here over VWAP. This is, again, we've talked about before, like I'd love to be able to do VWAP trades, but right now I'm sticking to something very specific. And so I watched that happen. I did not take that trade. And then it just proceeds to just be pretty awesome, actually. I mean, if you drew some trend lines in here, I mean, I'm not really great at drawing these lines, but if I was to throw, just something basic down in here on the top, and then just throw something basic down in here on the bottom and the top, you got this pretty, it's snapping. That's why. That's fine. I'll just throw something up there. It's staying within that channel, and it's trending upward. And this thing did really well. People made money on this stock today for sure. And then it did a great job at the bell coming on up, and I think it might have went into a halt. I don't actually know that for a fact, but a great little stock. And then what do we have? We had ARAI right here. And oh man, this one here I almost lost money on because, oh no, it wasn't this one. It was the next one we're going to talk about. So ARII is a penny stock, so it's underneath my price range. It popped up, and I was waiting. If this candle would have opened right here, and it would have went above this, I was going to buy. Absolutely was going to buy. It didn't. It opened, it came up a little bit, and then shot back down and never came back. So, that's why it's important for me to make sure I wait for confirmation before I enter it. I do get aggressive sometimes. I will enter early, and I'll show you that right now. What stock was it? AXIL, I think. Is that right? AXIL? I don't have that written down as too expensive. Let's pull this one up just because. Oops. Right here. Yeah. So this hit the scanner. I saw it really early, like in this zone right here. It was kind of floating, not really doing a whole lot. But I'm like, oh, it's got some news. Let's see what we can have happen here. And I'm looking at it. It's already out of my price range, right? So low volume right here, and then the volume kicks in on this candle. So low volume candle, kind of like a medium volume candle right here, picks up right there. And it's already out of my price range. And then sure, this would be an entry point, but it wasn't really showing me really great volume here, right? And so I just wasn't comfortable at that price range, decided not to trade it. It could have traded up here too at $9, and it goes up to like $10. It's certainly some money. I thought about going in. I really thought about going in on this one because it's moving at like 50 cent chunks up this zone. I'm just like, oh man, I'm missing this. But, we're sticking to the rules today. And the other one was, what's the one that I traded that was like a $2 stock? And I don't see it on here. I really wanted to show you guys this stock, and I don't know why I didn't write it down. Let me just bear with me. Let me just do a quick little YouTube scan. I'm sorry, a quick little Discord scan this morning. Yeah, there we go. No trade for me. Really wanted to just real quick, guys. Give me a minute. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Going through the Discord real quick just to kind of see, where I said this. Come on, where are you? Bear with me. There was a stock I wanted to show you guys today. Sending working directly. I think an obvious stock. Right here today. Blue chips. Where are we? There's probably a better way to do this. Bingo. KNRX. That's it. KNRX. So this one, KNRX. This one here. I almost bought this. And you can see why. So I actually marked, we can get rid of this line. That was me showing the wifey later. But so this hits the scanner, and at this point, we really haven't had a whole lot. So we've got a low float stock with some breaking news. Well, we'll call it news. It's breaking news. It's breaking news technically, but it's not great news. And which is probably why this thing dumped. But the news was new AI tools aim to improve advertiser ROI, reduce acquisition costs, and strengthen long-term platform growth. And then there was something else that was like, where is the other one? Oh, yeah, it's targets $80 billion market with new AI-powered XMO optimizer. So, I mean, we're talking hypothetical here. It'd be like if I was to open up another craft beer bar in a market that's full of beer drinkers and be like, I'm targeting 80 million here. It's like there's just kind of projecting. So here it takes off. I mean, it's moving. It moves up right here. I'm like, okay, if this thing crosses over $2, I'm a buyer. This candle opens. It flirts with it. It comes right up here. I had my fingers on my buy macro shortcut, and I'm not kidding you, I felt the weight of my finger try to push the button. Like I was anticipating that this was going to break through, because it started here, it started to move up, and then it was like 2 cents away. It was like 3 cents away. And I was like, if I get in a little early, right, we can get in a little early before this breaks $2. And it rejects and comes right back down. But I'm not kidding you. I felt my finger like gently press the key in, just not far enough to activate it, which is kind of crazy because on this keyboard, it's a short activation distance for you to press the key. By design, it's a gaming keyboard. And I was very happy that I did not hit that. And that's another reason why I got to wait for that confirmation to get over that candle. It's really important to wait for that, because this is what can happen when you get in early. Just a flush like that. Really, really annoying. So anyway, that was how it went down today. I don't think I missed anything. The video probably went a little longer than what I wanted. I think I say that a lot, but I kind of like to ramble on a little bit. I hope you guys were green today. I am going to stick around most of the day in front of my computer and try and capture some of these earnings. I don't trade earnings on this account. That was another one of these stocks that popped up. SAGT was more like earnings related. It wasn't an earnings report, I don't think, but it was kind of projections or earnings. And I don't really like to trade those on this account. But on my Roth account, I'll probably wait for earnings to come out this afternoon. Look and see what happens after interest rates, and and trade some inverse ETFs on based off of how earnings happens for some of these stocks. So, for example, if Amazon gets great earnings and it jumps up, we'll call it 5% or whatever. And then I'll pick the ETF that will start to make money as that starts to come down. And so I'll kind of play that game a little bit today and see if I can't make a little money there. And then I'm always open to trading after hours. I will try to do after hours on this account and see how it goes. So no trade day. Hope you guys were green today. And I hope something really pops tomorrow. I've only made one trade so far this week, but we're sticking to the rules. Did you stick to your rules? Cheers.